Okay, I haven't done anything quite like this before, but I thought it might be interesting. So what I've got here is Studio Deadcrows' French edition of RuneQuest. It's a collection called Aide des Jeux, les Dieux et les Temps Mythiques, which is to say Pleiades, the gods, and mythological times or god time. I ordered this because my good friends Martin Helston and Brian de Good both said, it's brilliant, get yourself a copy. So I did that. And here it is. I haven't seen a look inside myself up till now. So this is my first time opening this beautiful collection. Let's see what's in there. It came really well packaged, I've got to say. It was shipped from France in a nice solid box that was inside bubble wrap that was inside another box. You got the genuine experience that you're unpacking something pretty impressive. There's the back of it, and here's the front, and now you can see what's on the front, and you can see we've got Orlanth and the Red Dancer of Power, Stormbull, Waha the Butcher, and up at the top left, that can't be She Who Waits, because of course pious Lunas would never depict her in artwork, so it must be somebody else. So opening this, it's a folio kind of thing, and what we've got is stacks and stacks of small, I guess that's A5 sized, which for Americans is about half the size of a piece of US letter format paper. It's one of those Euro weenie paper sizes that makes sense to us. And as you can see, it's art depicting the gods of Glorantha. And each of these is beautiful. It's by Loic Musi, who is a genius. And it's completely blank. There's nothing written on it in French. There's runes, obviously, so you can tell that that's Darker File just by looking at it. And you can flick through them. There's Foundchild and Gagarth and so on and so forth. And it looks like it must be every picture from the so far published volumes of the Cults of RuneQuest series has been reproduced here as a beautiful postcard. Now, I love this kind of thing. I played a very good, like it was a year of 13th Age once, and I had the postcards depicting the icons of the setting that were one of the extras you got as a Kickstarter backer. And they were absolutely brilliant because you said, oh, well, you're going to encounter the Archmage, or this looks like the work of the High Druid, and you had their iconic artwork able to be handed out. So here we've got the divine genealogies. Now, obviously, the writing is in some weird Seshnellan text, but the names on them are all pretty legible, and they are beautiful. Of course they're beautiful. This is all by Catherine Dirim, who is a genius. And it looks like individual reproductions of each of the genealogies you see in those cults books. So that's those things. We've got the gods, we've got the genealogies. Oh, look, there's more. Let's get another stack of these things out. Yeah, that's quite a lot of them. Now we're getting on to the good stuff, because obviously here are the gods and goddesses of the Lunar Way, the gods you actually want to worship. And there's the 7 mothers of our divine red goddess. There's the crimson bat, the chaos in the service of progress. What a wonderful icon it is. No, I don't want to be eaten by it myself, but I'm a good person. I shouldn't have to worry about that. Dan 5 Haroun, Queen D Zola. There's the Blessed Virgin Tilo herself. Oh no, excuse me, that's Eteries. I'm very sorry. I just thought that was covering a throat injury. My mistake. Honiel the Dancer. Huarindal Thipper. I don't need to rattle through these. You're as familiar with Iripion Tor and Jackaleel the Witch and Nysalor and the Red Emperor himself, Hail Moonsun, and the Red Goddess herself. Oh my God, this stuff is brilliant. These are all going up on my wall. I can tell you I'll just need a bigger wall. There's Tilo. My mistake. Sorry, love. And Yanafal Tarniels, of course. And then after that, you get on to, oh my God, what's that? And let's not worry so much about the rest, because you can see there's loads of them. They're all brilliant. They're all beautifully illustrated. There is nothing in these on the god cards themselves in the French language, and they're beautiful, beautiful repercussions. But wait, reproductions, not repercussions, but wait, there's more. What else have I got in here? Well, I'm being fooled. There we go. The genealogies of the Lightbringers. And again, apart from the headline and the occasional words like autre, you can read this. You don't need it to be in English, and it is basically an artwork. So if you can convince yourself the text is all in God learner French, but the art is what you're here for, they're magnificent. And there's the genealogy of the Earth goddesses. This is the complicated version, not the one we use in the Holy Country, which is much more straightforward because there are only 1, 3 or 6 of them, depending, or 2, I suppose. Ah, the lunar gods. How lovely. That's a very nice image, actually. I think I'll just stop reading now and leave you looking at that for the rest of this video. But, yeah, no, it's a very, very pleasant sight. Yeah, I think let's look at that a bit longer. That's very pleasant. Yeah. Lunar gods. They're the best ones, of course. And moving on, past those, now we're on something else. These are square. And what have I got in the square section? Well, I'll tell you. I've got little things that unfold out into big square things, showing the different ages of mythology. Now, these are by Francesca Bairald, of course. The maps are Greg Stafford, as improved by Jeff Richard, I would expect. And this is so much in advance of what we used to have back in the day when mythological maps and historical maps were just scribbles by Greg. And nowadays, because everything is stable and because RuneQuest art is produced to the highest standard imaginable, we get these beautiful things instead. And as you can see on these, I mean, the labels, obviously, for the mythological maps are in French rather than English. And also, that's not a big drawback. So I'll just have a very quick check. Yep, that's more myths. 4, 5, 6 mythological maps. This one's of the golden age when everything was great, before Orlanth turned up and smashed everything up and made the world so terrible to live in and introduced chaos and death and all those other terrible things. But fortunately, we're working to restore that now. Apply at your local Seven Mothers Temple for details of how you can help. And here is the Gloranthan calendar, rather in the form of some kind of Aztec prayer wheel or something. This is by Katrin, of course, and it is beautiful. And you've got the icons for each of the deities depicted on their high holy day. And you go around the outside for a year, and then you have a track for the sacred time, the 14 days in the middle of the year when all kinds of wild, crazy stuff could happen. Oh, and look, there's the Crimson Bat, making sure nothing goes wrong. It's very good to have bat-headed demons on your side, I think we can all agree. What else? But wait, there's more. Here we've got 4 of those. I mean, these are probably the least interesting part of it for me. This is Katrin Dirham's genealogies as one insanely big chart. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it's something like, well, that would be A4, A3, A2, A1 size, the panorama of the gods. Now, I had an earlier version that was in English because I had the good fortune to go to a Chaosium con where Katrin was selling these. But now you can all buy them, and all you have to do is order this beautiful thing from Studio Deadcrows, and it will turn up. As I said, brilliantly wrapped, quickly dispatched, beautiful. Now we're on to a bunch of character sheets. Now I have to confess, I have no use for French language RuneQuest character sheets, but I'm sure they're all very lovely. And these are the folio style ones you're familiar with from the starter set, so everything folds out in the middle. And if you wanted French language folio style RuneQuest character sheets, that would be an excellent buy. Not in the market for them myself, but hey, can't win everything. And then we're on to some odds and sods. We've got book covers. So there's the cover for the Gloranthan source book. There's the cover for the Prosopedia. Gosh, that's really lovely. Doesn't it come out nicely? I must find that markup that tells me what everything going on in there is in these days, because it's always good to know, especially with Katrin, because she's very tricky on symbolism. Cover for mythology. So anyway, we're coming towards the bottom of it. All I can say is I did not know for sure what was in here or how beautiful it was. Each of these covers is A2 sized, so that's 4 times the size of a US letter piece of paper. They're beautiful reproductions. They don't have the irritating title bars on them that you might remember from the Redbubble versions. These have been beautifully prepared and will look glorious wherever you choose to show them off or show them off in play. What lovely things. And once again, I think we may have saved the best till last. Oh, God. Isn't she wonderful? So yes, there you go. Our red goddess says, buy, if you can, the Studio Deadcrows RuneQuest Aide de Dieux, les dieux et les temps mythiques. Brian shared details on how to get this in his excellent buyer's guide to RuneQuest and Glorantha. It's on the Johnstown Compendium, and I think it's probably even got a clicky link, so you can go directly to the Philibert website, order the thing, and have it shipped to your home rapidly, safely, and filling your house with things of beauty. And on that happy note, we'll go back to contemplating how rational order can control chaos and use it for the betterment of humanity. Whoa. Hurry up while stocks last. Bye.